we'll sing after. So it says, "O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which make one fearless. Having obtained this rare birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence by associating with saintly persons. Day and night, I remain sleepless, suffering heat and cold, wind and rain. For a bit of flickering happiness, I have vainly served wicked and miserly men. What assurance of real happiness is there in all one's wealth, youth, sons, and relatives? This life Tata is like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always worship the lotus feet of the Lord, Hari." Govinda Das longs to, this is by Govinda Das Kaviraj. Okay. So Govinda Dasa longs to hear the glories of Lord Hari. Chant his glories, constantly remember him, offer him prayers, serve his lotus feet, become his servant, worship him, serve him as a friend, and completely offer him his very self. Haribol. So it says, "Bhaja Hore Mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhay Charanar Vindare. Bhaja Hore Mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhay Charanar Vindare. Durlabha Manava Janma Satsange. Durlabha Manava Janma Satsange. Taraho he bhava sindure. Bhaja Hore Mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhay Charanar Vindare. Shita Atapa Bata Barishana Edena Jamini Jagire. Vipale sevenu kripana durjana chapala sukhalabha lagire. Bhaja Hore Mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhay Charanar Vindare. Edana Yovana Putra Parijana Edana Yovana Putra Parijana Echeki Achi Parati Tire. Kamala Dala Jala Jivana Tala Mala. Kamala Jala Dala Jala Jivana Tala Mala. Bhajore Hari Padani Tire. Shavana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasyare. Puja Saki Jana Atma Nivedana Govinda Dasa Bilashare. Bhaja Hore Mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhay Charanar Vindare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Mother Padmadevi.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dear Prabhus and Mothers, let us begin our Mangala Charan to offer our Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada and Guru Varga. Oh, my अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति पदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलम् श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्नाय कृष्णप्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिशे नमो। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांतो राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। पंचाबिंदाय तुलसी दीपाय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्ति पदे देवी शतवत्ते नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तविंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Praladananda Prabhu. So you can begin today's session with two presenter, I'm assuming.
Yes. Today, Mother Harsa and Kamala Devi Dasi Mataji, they are the ones who are scheduled. Harsa Mata will do 49th chapter and followed by Kamala Mata, 50th chapter. So Harsa Ben is there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
So I have to start?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Koti Koti Pranam Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Koti Koti Pranam Prabhuji and my Siksha Guru Pradhan Das and all Vaishnav devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. Pran Govind Prabhuji, my Siksha Guru Pradhan Das, he is always praising, he always is talking about you, that how much you learned. And before that, I was always amazed with my Shiksha Guru that how much he learned. He remember all the shlokas and everything. and now he is praising you. And then after he told us to join your this session and class, then we joined this. And now I'm feeling myself fortunate that whatever my Shiksha Guru told me, I did that, and I am, very fortunate here. Actually, I am not capable to do the presentation in this level, because first thing, I'm always speaking in Gujarati and Hindi only in my whole life. And now I have to give this presentation in English. So please, I'm just urging everybody that please forgive me if somebody cannot understand me or something with my pronunciation or my English accent or anything. And what I have to say more, that
I think you said very good. Now you have to give us some
yeah.
nourishment.
Actually, I'm like a little bit nervous because I have to share the screen and I need somebody's help. But in the meantime, let me finish what I want to say. That I even when this is my whatever I feel when I join this class about you, that about your personality and everything. It just like your what is your high ability to explain everybody, your clarity, and the actually whatever way you are talking, Prabhuji, just like I remember the Srila Prabhupada, your voice is also just like I feel like Prabhupada. So please, if I do any mistake, I know that you are so humble. Even though you have this much knowledge, still you are so humble, and always I'm thinking about you, that you are so humble. And right now, if I do any mistake, you will forgive me, and you're so merciful. So before I start this satsang, I just am asking the mercy from you, from my Shiksha Guru, from all the Vaishnavas, because if the person cannot talk, if the Guru and God is giving his mercy, then he can start to talk, and this I'm also telling you, that Mukam Karoti Vachalam, Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Krupatam Ham Vande, Shri Gurum Dintarine, Paramanandam Madhavam. So now I have this chapter 49, that what I have to say about that. The mixing of rasas, that is it's coming in the 4 part, like Uttar Vibha. And I'm going to tell about that. But before that, please give me 2 minutes so I can call my son, because I don't know how to share the screen and everything. So before he leaves for his school, let me call him.
Prabhuji, do I have your permission to say
Yes.
something? This Mataji, Harsha Mataji, her husband is Bharat Bhai. We met in 1999, 97. That's when I moved to Las Vegas. They are the first couple who joined our satsang for, Hare Krishna ISKCON satsang. Before that, there was no ISKCON satsang here in Las Vegas. So we started at another friend's house. His name is Naveen Bhai, the movie, and they expired. But all throughout for many years, till the new temple of Hindu temple was built in Las Vegas. That was around year 2000, 2001 there. And they are the ones, Hartaben is the one who contacted the chairperson. She's called Dr. Renu Jain. And she talked about satsang. And then that Mataji, Dr. Renu Jain, she personally called me and said, why are you doing satsang at someone's home? Why not our temple? I said, oh, we will be very much happy to do that. So then, from that temple up to COVID started, we've been doing satsang every Sunday, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and so many other devotees like Padma Ben, Runi Ben, all those and others also, they joined, and then we have been doing that. And she is the one who started from scratch, and now she knows almost all Bhagavad Gita. Not only that, she is preaching to about 65 other Matajis in India elsewhere. Bolo.
Wonderful.
She's teaching Bhagavad Gita slok every week, one slok like that. She's a busy mother. And she has a husband, wife, husband and son to take care. Her two daughters are married. They are also Krishna conscious, like that. So she has played very vital role in developing, here in Las Vegas, like that. So I'm so grateful to her for helping Prabhupada mission like that. So this was little time I wanted to dedicate for her.
I'm glad you did that, Prabhu. I'm glad you revealed that. I also want to appreciate about your encouraging them, because
my
they would
biggest
not be here unless you organize, begin, and inspire, and you still inspiring them. I hear from here, there, and so wonderful. So wonderful.
Thank you.
Prabhupada will always recognize you, Prabhu.
Yeah, I want to dedicate my life to Sri Prabhupada, and that's what I decided long back. So my sons even know him as grandfather rather than the real grandfather, because they grew up with Prabhupada's culture, like that. So I'm so grateful to Sri Prabhupada, because he changed my life and showed me the real direction.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So can I do it? You already did already share the screen?
Yes.
Okay, share screen.
You made her co-host, right?
I did make you co-host, so you have to go on the bottom of your screen, and it tells you share screen with a green arrow up. Okay, you got it.
Or you can see.
Yeah. That's why you have a son who can help you.
Yeah.
He's Dhruva.
My all the things or this kind of things he's doing. My Dhruv, his name is Dhruv. And
When you're done, you just press stop share.
okay. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, I'm preaching the people, but in Gujarati. so it is vast difference, because I don't have to, I'm feeling free like that. This is the very hard for me, but I will try. And, trying means doing hard work. And when we are doing hard work in this loving devotional service of Krishna's, this path, then if we do the hard work is says like it is parishram, right? So my Shiksha Guru always says that when it is parishram, there is a krupa. The Bhagavan Shri Krishna, this is, when you are doing any kind of hard work, then mercy of Lord Krishna is you are getting for sure. And he's giving the illustration example about the Yashoda Maya and the little Krishna in the Damodar Lila. When Yashoda Maya was trying and she was tired, because the internal potency of Lord Shri Krishna won't let her to tie Lord Krishna. But when Krishna saw Yashoda Maya, that Yashoda Maya is working very hard, and now there is on her forehead, he saw the sweats, like the drop of sweats, and then immediately, Krishna allow her to die with her his mercy. So
Yes.
so parishram, but we have to do parishram. That's what I am doing right now. This is the beyond my capacity. This is the in English I have to say, but I will try, and I'm sure that you will forgive me that whatever if I'm doing any mistake, I'm sure I'm going to do the mistake, but still, okay, I'm trying. So this is the 49th, the mixing rasa, and until this we saw all these 12 rasas in each chapter, 5 direct rasas and 7 indirect rasas. The 5 direct rasas, everybody knows now, the neutrality, servitude, paternal love, parental love, and conjugal love, like Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras, and Madhurya Ras. And the 7 indirect rasas are humor, astonishment, chivalry, compassion, anger, dread, and ghastliness. So here in this chapter says that the 5 direct rasas, they are in the, these 5 rasas are eternally manifested in Vaikuntha, spiritual kingdom, while these 7 rasas are eternally manifesting and unmanifesting in Gokul Vrindavan, where Krishna displays his transcendental pastime in the material world. And further, these 2 rasas are in the Vaikuntha, but these 2 rasas, the Shantras and Dasiras, is not in the Golok Dham. In Golok Dham, there is only Sakhya Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa, and the Madhurya Rasa only manifest over there. And so we know about this one. And then after here, Srila Rupa Goswami, he gave all the scientific analysis about the all rasas, that when one rasa is mixed with all this rasa, what happened and what it called. Everything we will learn today. So I made this kind of chart that if neutrality, the Shant rasa, is mixed with the ghastliness, astonishment, it says it's compatible rasa. But when it's mixed with conjugal love, chivalry, anger, and dread, I cannot read. Yeah, then it is incompatible. When the servitude, the Dasi rasa, when it mixes with dread, neutral love, and chivalry, then is compatible. Then the Sakhya rasa, conjugal love, laughter, and chivalry, when it mixes with the Sakhya rasa, then it is, the rasa is compatible. But the dread and parental love, when it's mixed with the Sakhya rasa, then it's incompatible. So in the parental love, the Vatsalya rasa, the laughter, compassion, and dread, when it mixed with this parental love, then it is compatible. But then conjugal love, chivalry, and anger, when it mixed with the parental love, it called incompatible or impalatable. And the conjugal love, Madhurya Rasa, it has a laughter, is when it mixed with the laughter, fraternal love, chivalry, and they add the 2 humors, Yudhavira and the Dharmavira Ras. When it is there, then it is compatible, is palatable. And the humor, it means Hasya Rasa. When Hasya Rasa mixed with dread, conjugal love, and parental love, it's called compatible. While the compassion and ghastliness, if it is mixed with the Hasya Rasa, it's called incompatible. Then the astonishment, it called Adbhut Rasa. Adbhut Rasa, when it mixed with the chivalry, neutral love, then it's called compatible. And dread and anger, when it mixed, then it's incompatible. And then after Vir Rasa, chivalry, astonishment, laughter, and servitude mixed with the chivalry, Vir Rasa, then it's called compatible. And dread and conjugal love, when it mixed with the Vir Rasa, then it is incompatible. So in compassion also, in the Karun Rasa, anger and parental love, when it mixes with the compassion, then it's called compatible, like palatable. And laughter and conjugal love and astonishment, it mixes with the Karun Rasa, then it called impalatable, incompatible. And then after the anger, the Raudra Rasa. Anger means Raudra Rasa. When it mixes with compassion, chivalry, then it called compatible. But when Raudra Rasa mixed with laughter, conjugal love, and dread, then it's called incompatible. And then after dread, Bhayanak Rasa, ghastliness, compassion, it's called like compatible. But conjugal love, laughter, and anger, if it is mixed with the Bhayanak Rasa, it's called incompatible. And then after ghastliness, Bibhatsa Rasa. Bibhatsa Rasa, when it mixed with neutral love, laughter, servitude, then it's called compatible. So palatable. And when conjugal union and fraternity, if it is mixed with the ghastliness, then it's called incompatible or unpalatable. So this kind of analysis, it looks like little complicated, but then after they give the example of this one also. And why it is why it should be the way, you know, the Rup Goswami, he's a very scholar and learned. When we see this one, then we realize that how much intelligent the Rup Goswami is. We will see further example in here. He gave many examples, and he talked about that when the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri. Well, before that, I have to say that the above analysis is sample of study rasa bhasa, or incompatible mixing of rasa. This transcendental science of rasa bhasa can thoroughly explain the humors in ecstatic love, which are compatible and incompatible with one another. And one time when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why we are giving the very much importance of this rasa? Because when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, many poets and devotees used to come to him and offer their different kind of poetry. But there is they cannot go direct to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but they have to go first to Swarup Damodar. That's what we learn in the Chaitanya Charitamrut. They have to go to first Swarup Damodar. If Swarup Damodar, if he says that, okay, it is good, he examines and he's synchronizing, he's inspecting everything very in detail. And if he feel that, oh, it is okay, then he allow them to go. So what is the purpose behind it? That purpose that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't like if there is any rasabhas or anything. Just give me 1 second. Where I put it all this. I took out from that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So here, why he has to stop everybody? Because he knew the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood. Because he knew the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Chaitanya Charitamrut, it says that Bhakti Siddhant Viruddh Ara Rasabhas Shunite na hai Prabhur Chittara Ulas. Meaning the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was never pleased to hear books or verses opposed to the conclusive statement of devotional service. The Lord did not like hearing rasabhasa, the overlapping of transcendental mellows. And why he did not like it? Because rasabhas, which is against the principle of unity in diversity, achinte bhedabhed. Rasabhas is something that may appear with transcendental mellow, but actually not the true rasa. And person gradually falls down, like Javanti, we are saying Patan, like they fall down. Whoever they're doing this kind of stuff, they fall down. So Mahaprabhu advises us that avoid this Bhakti Siddhant Viruddha and Rasabhasa. And this way devotee can remain pure and free from fall down. Everyone should try to remain aloof from this rasabhas, which is actually not the rasa. So what is Rasa Bhasa, and we don't have to come in this kind of thing. And in the Rasa Bhasa, when he is giving the example, there is two things. He is saying that there is a whole and the part. Means whole means the angi, and the part means the anga. Just like Krishna, Lord Krishna is Anshi and we are the Ansh. So that way the whole part and the angi and anga, it says in the book. And why he gave this all description in detail, because the topic of incompatibility is a very important one, and those who are pure devotees always expect to find perfect compatibility in description of the different relationship with the personality of Godhead. The study of compatibility and incompatibility sometimes become very involved, and hint of why this is so is given as follows: that when a friend meets another friend, the mellow produce out the meeting is generally taken as very palatable. But actually, with such meeting between two friends, there are so many feelings involved that is difficult to ascertain when these feelings are actually becoming compatible and when they are becoming incompatible. So expert, literally scholars have analyzed the rasas which are compatible with one another by contrasting the various rasa in a particular mixture under the name of whole and part. Here the angi and anga thing. According to this method, the prominent feeling is called the whole and the subordinate feeling is called the part. So now here we can understand that this whole is a angi, and angi is a main prominent feeling, while anga is a subordinate feeling. So now we are going to see all the examples what the Rup Goswami gave it here, but there are 18 or more examples are there, so we cannot do everything. It is going to be very long, so I choose some few examples. The first example is that all living entities are just like sparks from the supreme fire. So here we can see the subject, what is the subject and subject of part and whole, that all living entities are just like sparks from the supreme fire, and as such I do not know if a tiny spark shall be able to engage myself in the transcendental loving service of this supreme fire, Lord Krishna. In this statement, this is a statement, and this statement, the feeling of neutral love are taken as a whole, whereas the desire to serve the Lord is taken as the part. So this is here the Shantras and the Dasyaras, both rasas are here. And then after the other example, it says, there is another quotation from devotee who laments as follows: alas, I am still trying to relish different pleasurable states from this body, which is simply some skin covering mucus, semen, blood. In this state of consciousness, I am so condemned that I cannot relish the transcendental ecstasy of remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this statement, there are two ecstatic loving humors, namely neutrality and ghastliness. Neutrality is taken here as the whole, whereas the ecstasy of ghastliness is the part. So in this example, we saw in the ghastliness, that chapter, that when people feel the ghastliness, is most of that rasa is a shant rasa. In shant rasa, they lament for the past, whatever they did it in that the past life. So here also, this rasa are in the shanta, what he's thinking. Even shanta rasa also person can think about that I am not this body, I am spirit soul, and my body is just like skin covering mucus, semen and blood. And Prabhuji, when I read this one, so until this, I was thinking that in the Shantrasa, people just believe that there is God. That's it. But here I learn right now. And you told one time a very good thing, that when we share the stuff, when we tell others, then we know better. We know the things perfect way. So that I realized in my preaching also. And here also, when I saw this one, Shantrasa, then I thought that even in the Shantrasa also, people are so highly they have highly knowledge, that kind of that this is the main thing. Even Srimad Bhagavad Gita also saying the same stuff in the second chapter. Whole is for the body and soul, that whole chapter is for that. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam also is many time this says that we are not this body made out of this they that, like Gokarna Maharaj says, I remember Gokarna Maharaj in Srimad Bhagavatam Mahatmya, when Atmadev was lamenting about his son Dandukari was so bad son, he was giving very too much hard time to his parents. Then finally he was just leave his house. Atmadev leave his house because of his son's activity, and he went in the jungle, in the one. So that time Gokarna Maharaj came and told his father that, father, why you are lamenting? You are lamenting for what? Just for aham mameti, just for this body, and just relatives of the bodies. So very nice shlok that time Gokarna Maharaj said the same like this one, that deha asti mas rudire bhi mati tyajatvam, that you just your mati, your consciousness, you leave it, because you are not this day, you are not this body, you are not, because this body is made out of asti, means bones, mans means flesh, and rudir means blood. So why you are lamenting for this one? So that is very nice. That time also, when I read this one, then immediately it came in my mind. And our Shiksha Guru also says every time one shlok, Yasyatma buddhi kunpetri dhatuke. Our body is made out of three, kaf, vat, and pitta. So this is very nice to know that even in Tantras also people can think like this way. And then after, the second example is this, that one devotee bodily said, my dear Lord, now I am turning my face from any thought of association with young girls. As far as Brahma realization is concerned, I have lost all interest, because I am completely absorbed in thinking about you. And being absorbed so blissfully, I have lost all other desire, even the desire for mystic powers. Now my mind is attracted only to worshipping your lotus feet. And in this statement, the whole is the ecstasy of neutrality, and the part is chivalry. So whatever the last one we saw, that is the neutrality was whole, and the ghastliness was the part. While here, the ecstasy of neutrality, the whole is the ecstasy of neutrality, and the part is chivalry. So this same kind of thing, I read Bhagavad Gita. When I read Bhagavad Gita, I don't remember where Prabhupada wrote, but Prabhupada wrote that the same thing for Yamunacharya. Yamunacharya told the same thing, similar thing in that Srimad Bhagavad Gita's purport. Prabhupada says that he was also thinking that I am just I lost all desires, and when even I am thinking about my past life, I have so much it's coming ghastliness that time. So then after, there is a example of parental love. So parental love, then we are talking about Jashoda Maya. That there is also example of mixture, parental love and compassion in devotional service. When Mother Yashoda was thinking that her son was walking in the forest without any umbrella or shoes, she became greatly perturbed to think of how much difficulty Krishna must have been feeling. In this example, the whole is parental love and the part is compassion. So from this example, we all mothers also can feel whatever the Jashoda Maya feel about the small child when he is going in Vrindavan without shoes. And we know, everybody knows that Bhagavan Krishna, Vrindaranyam Swapadaramanam Pravishat Gita Kirti, when he enters in the Vrindavan, he doesn't have shoes, Swapadaramanam. And elsewhere also it says that same kind of when gopis are also thinking like Yashoda Maya, when Krishna is going in Vrindavana, he doesn't have shoes in her feet, and his lotus feet is so delicate and so like just kind of how the lotus is delicate is more than that his lotus feet are. And when they are thinking about this, that Krishna is walking with his lotus feet on stones and everything, then their heart they cannot control. That's so much compassion for the Lord Krishna. Srila Trunangkure, Gopi says that Srila Trunangkure Siddhatiti na Kalilata mana Kanta Gachati. So here Jashoda Maya, we also in parental love, she's thinking about Lord Krishna, that my child is going in Vana. I don't know where he is going, everywhere, and he is not wearing shoes. Then this bhav is coming in the heart from Jashoda Maya. So that bhav is calling compassion. And this is a mix with parental love, compassion and parental love. And there is a following example of mixture of parental love and laughter. A friend of Mother Yashoda told her, Krishna was very naughty. Now all the Krishna's Leela we are going to see. Ao ao mero kanha dekho, braj mein hai kaiso dhoom machayo. How the Krishna is doing his pastime in the Braja. So all the examples is like that. He's stealing the butter. But what he's doing in here, that when he's stealing the butter, he's stealing the butter, but when the gopis in the gopis house, he's going inside, he's stealing the butter. When the gopis son was sleeping over there, he put the butter on his face, like his son, he stole the butter, like that way. So Gopi, she's complaining, Jashoda Maya, and that my dear Yashoda, your son has very cunningly stolen a lump of butter from my home, and to make me blame my own son for his mischief, he has smeared some of the butter on my son's face while he was sleeping. So here what Yashoda Maya's bhava, that is we are going to see. So upon hearing this, Mother Yashoda shook her curved eyebrows. She could only look at her friend with a smiling face. So this is the Yashoda Maya's bhav here, this parental love and the part of laughter. So may Mother Yashoda bless everyone with this smile attitude. That's what we saw Yashoda Maya here. And how the gopis are complaining, and we are talking about the Krishna here. We see this one. And now the very nice Lord Krishna's pastime is going to come when he carries in his little finger the Giri Govardhan Parvat. So here when he is carrying this Govardhan Parvat on his little finger, what Yashoda Maya feel? So in this one, many mixed bhavas are coming in the Yashoda Maya's heart. So I think I saw the most like mixed bhavas in this one. So here it says that when Krishna was holding up Govardhana hill with his left hand, his hair became scattered all over his shoulders, and he appeared to be perspiring. When Mother Yashoda saw this scene, she began to tremble. Then, as she stared at the scene with broadened eyes, she saw Krishna begin to exhibit varieties of facial creatures. Now Krishna, he looked at Jashoda Maya and he knew that Jashoda Maya, he is going to be scared in this position if I am standing here for a long time. Then after to please Jashoda Maya, he's doing some kind of gesture. So Mother Yashoda then became very happy and began to smile. And then again, when she thought that Krishna was holding up the heel for such an extremely long time, her clothes became soaked with perspiration. May Mother Yashoda, Brajeshwari, protect the whole universe. That's what Rup Goswami here says, that may Mother Yashoda, the Brajeshwari, protect the whole universe by her infinite mercy. And in this example, the whole is parental love, and the parts are dread, wonder, laughter, compassion, etc. So many rasa are mixing here with the parental love. And the other example of conjugal love and laughter in the devotional service. So Krishna whole his pastime is so attractive, we cannot even sometimes think about it. It is beyond our imagination, but when we read it, it is so much, we feel like so much joy in our heart. When sometimes Krishna was to disguise himself, he was wearing the gopis dress. He was becoming like girl. So he did many times in the this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu also we see, and in the Bhagavatam also he is doing many times gopis dress. See, like here in the front of Radharani also Krishna wore the dress like a young girl in the gopis. So like this, one time Krishna went to Radharani's house in this like costume, girl's costume, where Radharani was surrounded by her older people, all the older like his relatives. That time, what Krishna says that, oh, you hard-hearted girl, don't you know that I am your sister? Why you are unable to recognize me? Be merciful upon me and please capture my shoulders and embrace me with love. So this is the thing, while Krishna was dressed up exactly like Radharani and he was speaking this nice word, and Srimati Radharani could understand his purpose, but because she was in front of many of her superiors, she simply smiled and did not say anything. In this instance, the ecstasy of conjugal love is taken as the whole, and the ecstasy of laughter is taken as the part. And then after the Krishna's pastime, we see that one time the Balram is so strong. Balram killed this Pralambasur one time. Pralambasur was the Asur and Balram was a little boy, but still he has so much strength that he killed this Asur. And when Krishna's friend, they were playing together, sometime the friend, they were fighting with the Balram, and one time Balram with the Balram, when he was fighting, that Krishna saw that Balram are finally defeated by Sridhama. When that time Krishna was watching, that's what Sadama is doing. Sadama was very expertly using his sticks to fight with Balrama, and who was an expert club fighter. That we saw that he even killed the Pralambasur, that very strong Asur. And but when Krishna saw that Balrama finally defeated by Sridhama, who was using only a small stick. This is all the pastime of Balrama also, to give the joy to the Sakhas. So Krishna become filled with pleasure and begin to look up Sridhama with great wonder. In this instance, there is a mixture of astonishment, fraternity, and chivalry in the devotional service. The fraternity and chivalry are considered the part, and the astonishment in the considered the whole. So this way, he is giving all the examples that what is the part, what is the angi, and what is the anga. And finally, I think we did most of all the examples. There are 18, 19 examples are there, but I just choose a few one. And here it says that expert analysis of these various kind of mellows instruct us that when different mellows overlap one another, the mellow which is whole or prominent humor is called the permanent ecstasy. It is confirmed in the Vishnu Dharmottara that when there are many mellows of devotional ecstasy mixed together, the prominent one or the whole is called the steady ecstasy of devotional service. Although the subordinate mellow may be manifested for a certain time, at length it will become merged into the prominent whole. Thus it called an unconstitutional, means vyabhichari ecstasy of devotional service. So further, Rup Goswami is giving one more example that there is a good analogy in this connection showing the relationship between the part and whole. Lord Vamanadeva is actually the supreme personality of Godhead. How it works, how is he explaining that Vaman Dev, he is a supreme personality of Godhead, but still he count as Indra's brother. So when unconstitutional ecstasy of devotional service is manifested permanently at certain time, it is still accepted as a part. If it is not very prominently manifested, it appears only slightly and merges quickly back into the whole. At such time of slight appearance, no consideration is given to it. When one is eating some palatable dish, if one also eats a small blade of grass, he will not taste it, nor will he care to distinguish what its taste is like. So this way, we are just finishing this chapter, and my salutation to Srila Rupa Goswami, how elaborately he illustrates these bhavas, that our heart melts with these bhavas. So Haribol Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. That was very nice. Wonderful.
I don't know. It was little complicated also, and
No, this
still,
was very good.
I will
Okay.
work hard. I will work hard in the presentation. Here, I got very few days for this. 2 days I did it, but later, whenever I will work hard, because this is in my mind that when there is parishram, there is a mercy. So thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
I hope everybody can take advantage of this. In a very practical way, if we meditate this presentation, if we meditate Rupa Goswami Pad's presentation through nectar devotion, then we will become mature. Otherwise, what will happen? We may remain confused or hazy conception about Rasa Tattva. Everybody may be familiar, oh, I want to be Dasharas or Sakharas or Madhurjaras. But before you select a particular attraction, first you have to know what is mixed rasa and also rasabhas, apasara, anusara, upasara. That will be tomorrow or something like that. Yeah, tomorrow. So this is very important that we understand the compatible and incompatible rasas. It is very vital. Then we can meditate on the pastimes of Radha Krishna. Anyone has any question to Mother Harsha Devi? No? Yes? No? So everybody is convinced. Everything she presented, you are convinced. You have understood. Yes, no? Yes, Mother Padma Devi.
Prabhuji, I'm just so amazed. And these are different rasas that she talks about. That sometimes we get mad at her because we love her so much. Why do you think that you can't do a good job on the presentation? You know so much about it. And she gets nervous. And how Pankaj Bhai explained that how much she knows, just and then she gets her confidence back, and then she shows us. And all these things are in our own lives. We are seeing all these rasas. We love her so much that we sometimes get mad at her. Why do you say this? No, you have it in you. So it's just we are experiencing all these things in our own lives, what she explained to us. And we just are so proud of her, in a short time, where she has reached, that maybe follow in her footsteps. God bless her. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Padmaji. Whenever I am back, stepping back, she is the one. She and my other sakhis are one to hold my hand and just pulling me. Thank you, Padmaji.
Good. Good. In a practical, let's have a little more review, maybe. Nobody is asking because not everybody may be clear, or maybe you are over clear. Can you see Santaras and Dasharas are compatible with each other? Think very practical. Can you see Shakya and Vatsulya are neutral, neither compatible or incompatible? Balaram is Shakyaras with Krishna. Mother Yashoda is Vatsulya. Now with Balaram in Damodar Lila, if you look at it, Balaram with Mother Yashoda in relation to Krishna is neither compatible or incompatible. Can you see that? It's very practical. It's just a little technologically or technically you have to separate and go around it. Because we want to grow spiritually. This is a very high topic. Before Mahaprabhu came, nobody in this world, this day of Brahma, this day of Brahma, 4,320,000,000. I don't know if you all have understanding what is 4 billion. I don't. 4 billion is a big chunk of number. Do I have experience? No, I don't. I understand maybe not even 50 years, something. But if you talk about 500 years, I have some idea, not really understand. So when you talk about 4 billion, means it is never understood by any living entity. This is the first time this day of Brahma in 4 billion years, Lord Chaitanya came and demonstrated this through Rupa Goswami Pad, then other acharyas. So it is not a common, but we should take advantage of this precious gift, because other living entity was not given this opportunity. Similarly, Madhurya Ras and Dasya Ras are incompatible. When you think of sneaky meeting between the gopis and Krishna versus Hanumanji sneakily meeting with Ram, it doesn't make any sense. Can you see that? Yes or no? Would you say there's a sneakily meeting Hanumanji with Ram for a purpose? No. Very straightforward. He's a servant. Lord Ram is a master. Very clean-cut relationship. But when you think of gopis meeting with Krishna, It could be cunning, it could be so many ways. So if you compare with Daisharas, is it compatible or incompatible? Incompatible. There's no similarity at all. It's like it doesn't even ring bell when you think of comparing. So it is incompatible. Similarly, when you contemplate different rasas more and more as the days goes by, you will get it. Because today, I mean, this we are doing just an overview, very quick. That's why Prabhupada did not even translate Ujjwal Nilmani. Is a condensed form of Madhurya Rasa. This is even beyond our reaching in one life, I would say, to understand. Because we cannot even understand this compatible, incompatible chart that she made in the second slide. Mother Harsha Devi, maybe you can share that. People will like that. When there is a mixture of rasa which received nourishing or nourishment is known as a whole or angi rasa. You saw one slide, she put angi rasa. Good. Nice painting too.
I cannot move.
That's okay. You don't have to show it. You can just share
Oh.
it with the others
Oh, okay.
in
Thank
the WhatsApp group
Okay.
later, so they can look at it again. I'm just giving little encouragement that even if we don't understand, we should just dwells on it, and then by the mercy of Guru Krishna, it will reveal slowly. It's not easy, but definitely it is possible. Only thing is from us, Rupa Goswami Pada or Krishna wants our impetus, our desire, our strong greed to understand this. Whether a rasa is mukha, primary, one of the five primary rasa, or gona, one of the seven, when in a mixture, we should remember, when in a mixture, it becomes the whole or angirasa. It is nourished by the component or angarasas. These are technical terminology, but it's very important because Mahaprabhu's time, she also quoted one verse. There are actually few verses about Mahaprabhu would never accept any philosophy unless it is passed through Swarup Damodar. And Swarup Damodar would scrutinize their rasavas, just like Nandi Sloka. In the Mangalacharan Nandi Sloka, this poet or composer wrote it very nicely. Jagannath is Brahman, Supreme Brahman. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Brahman. But Jagannath is like a physical body, cannot move. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like a soul in the physical body, moving, preaching everywhere. So two gods meeting place is here. This is just beginning of the Nandi Sloka. Can someone tell me, is there anything wrong what I just said in last 2-3 sentences? Or do you accept it as it is? Or is there any mistake? Mother Sankari Devi?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I had raised my hand for some other question.
Okay, but regarding this, what I just said, last 1 and 2 sentences, is there anything wrong? Or do you just accept because I am a so-called nice. Anything I say, you'll just accept it, or actually you find something is wrong in that. I'm purposely doing this just to see whether you are gullible or actually you are scrutinizingly accepting what is truth.
Would you mind repeating it one more time?
You want me to repeat it?
One more time, Prabhu, yes.
Okay. Well, that means you will pay attention. That's good. There is a pastimes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will see. Gopal Acharya's, Balaram Acharya proposed to Sarup Damodar. Please, Mahaprabhu has to hear this. This is a great poet. He composed a beautiful, glorious songs of Lord Jagannath and Lord Chaitanya. So Sarup Damodar says, no, 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 no. But, insisting, persisting, no, please, 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 please. So he did one day. And just the introduction, so Damodar got, he expressed, what was his expression? Very good, jubilant, or harsh, chastising? Now I'm going to give you the topics and then you tell me. Jagannath is Supreme Brahman. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Brahman. Two Brahman are in one place. Sri Skatra means Jagannath Puri. The word is Sri Skatra. One Daru Brahma cannot move, and Chaitanya Brahma can move like a physical body and the soul inside. Soul is making the Daru Brahma move. But the physical body doesn't move without the soul. Chaitanya is like a soul, Jagannath is like a physical body. So beside Mother Sankari Kaur, anybody else can pick up. Is that proper bona fides? What I just explained. Okay, Mother Archana Dasi.
So, Swarup Damodar Goswami, he chastised because he had differentiated between Krishna's body and soul. It is what my understanding.
Give little more, please.
Because he expressed that Lord Chaitanya was the soul and Daru Brahman was the body. Whereas there is no difference between body and the soul of the Lord. So for that purpose, there was a Rasabhas, and for that purpose, Swarup Damodar Goswami chastised him.
Gopalacharya. Good, good. You mean to say he put Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the supreme origin, Swayam Bhagavan, as a living entity. This is a one kind of grave offense. Not offense, grave offense. Maha Pura. Then putting Lord Jagannath as a physical body is another grave offense. As you said, there's no difference between soul and not soul, Krishna and Krishna's body. There's no difference. Krishna doesn't have a soul. Krishna is the soul. Krishna's body is the body, Krishna. Not that his body has, I have a body, physical body, I have a subtle body, I have a soul. I mean, I am the soul. But still there is so many layer, vital layer in between called ghost body. And then there's a false ego. But Satchidananda Bari, Bhagavan doesn't have all this. Just one substance, Satchid Ananda. So correct. This is a big rasabhas. Has not, you will never be able to enter into spiritual domain with this kind of understanding, or this kind of fascination will never give us nourishment. Either in our heart, will not be happy. You know, as I say, just eating soup, liquid soup with the forks. You will be life after life in the spiritual path, but you'll never get completely nourished. So Rasabhas, in a sense, mixed rasa, compatible, incompatible. We need to understand this. Thank you. Anybody else? Or everybody got some or other? Okay.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
I had a small question regarding these three bhavas, I mean, three rasas in Golok, because we read in Brahma Samhita purport by Sri Bhakti Siddhant that these three rasas only exist in Golok, the other two are in the Vaikunt. But there are Santras and Dasyaras also in Golok Vrindavan. Is that true or not?
It's very funny. I did discuss one day,
Mhm.
and similar question was asked. I forgot who did. And so I'll mention that little more. Because when you think of, you know, like, is there a Vatsulya Ras in Vaikuntha? Yes. Isn't Mother Kopil Dev has a mother, Devahoti, in Vaikuntha? Yes. But if you look at that verse, Nanda kim akarod Brahman Sreyavi Mahodaya Jasoda Bha Mahabhaga Papo Jasastanam Hari. One of the Sukdev Goswami's wonderful glorification of Mother Jasoda. That Supreme Atmaram, Aptakam, Bhagavan, fully satisfied, but feeling extremely hungry for the breast milk. What kind of love is that? Papo Jasya Stanam Hari. Stanam, he is here, breast milk. But he is Atmaram, he is completely satisfied. So Mother Jashoda's glory was promoted there. So if you look at Mother Jashoda, Sukdev Goswami's explanation of Mother Jashoda as a standard of measurement for a Vatsulya Ras. Just an example. Okay, Atmaram Bhagavan became desperate breast milk drinker, you can say. He's angry because she's not giving milk. She has to take care of the stove. You know, even made him angry. Like how desperate he is hungry. But he's Atmaram. So this is a point. Devahoti never gave breast milk to Kopil Dev. Kopil Dev took birth, immediately started growing and walking and sat down like a yogi. And then she remembers, oh, Brahmaji told me my son is God. That's right, he is God. So instead of giving breast milk, she paid obeisances. Now, nothing wrong, Prabhu's and Mother. This is not Rasabhas. I hope you all understand. This is not Rasabhas. This is correct. Because she's thinking this is God. Brahmaji already gave a full, counseling to Mother Devahoti before the child was born. That do not think she is an ordinary child. Of course, she knows, but still, he had to give because Kardama Muni is there, but Kardama Muni was kind of a sannyasi lifestyle. But the Lord is coming, so here Brahmaji revealed the secret. And then when Kapil Dev sat down, Mother Devahoti was very, I mean, to be honestly, any mother here, could you imagine like you just pay obeisances to your newly born baby and all of a sudden you became a student of your teacher who happened to be your son. So when you think of Mother Jashoda's breast milk, to Krishna. Krishna is hungry versus all the mothers you compare. Nothing, nobody is equal. Even Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Mother Devaki, she could not give breast milk. When Krishna came back, 11.5 years. 11.5 years, child is grown up, not looking for breast milk. But this early life, it's so wonderful. Mother Joshoda's position is highest because of that. So similarly, now Vatsulya Rasa is there in Vaikuntha, Kapil Dev is there with his mother. But nourishment about Vatsulya Rasa, when you compare to Joshoda Maya, is not there, you can say. But Vatsulya Rasa is there, but very little. So when you think of Santaras in Vaikuntha, Santaras, Parabrahma, Paramatma, Jnana, Pravin, they are completely saturated with Parabrahma, the supreme absolute truth. He is in the heart of everyone, everywhere. There is nothing to be needed or afraid, or, literally, they have complete knowledge of Bhagavan. Sorry. More we think about like that, once in a while, some Santo Bhakta will be meditating. Now, if you are not hungry, Prabhu, you don't need to sleep because your body is always perfect.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Sachidananda body is perfect. Sachidananda body doesn't need to hunger, thirst, all these 6 things. Hunger, thirst, sleep, it doesn't require. So you
Hello,
can
you hear
sit
me?
there.
You hear me, sir?
Okay. So you can sit there and meditate on Super Soul or Narayan forever. You don't need to really ever be disturbed. But then we are also dynamic. Rupa Goswami Pad says that once in a while, this devotee, Santa Bhakta, they literally think, can I see the Lord face to face instead of in my heart? Then all of a sudden Narad Muni pass by or some festival news will come. You are meditating there, Prabhu, for million, billion years. But then all of a sudden you felt some dynamic. You want to see the Lord face to face, have a conversation. Then you hear the news, the Lord will be visiting this abode on this day. You say, how long this? Then you are prepared to welcome the Lord. The Lord will be passing by on a Garuda and saying everybody, some exchange. And then you feel fine. You feel like, okay, it was wonderful. Then maybe after some time again, you may think like to see the Lord and the Lord will be there. So if you think like this is Vaikuntha Santa. Some Vaikuntha Santa, they follow Varnashram. Ramanujacharya, I was studying Ramanujacharya's wonderful contribution. Ramanujacharya, they do not talk about Vatsulya, Madhurja, Shakya much. But they do talk about Daisya and Santa a lot, more than us. Because this is what their biggest promotion. And they're very good at it. And Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur took a lot of information from there. So whenever you go to South India, you can always ask some. And we have some already devotee who went there and studied and just to give us some idea. Now I'll give you Vrindavan idea of Santa, then you come on your own conclusion. Everything in Vrindavan, Prabhu, contributes towards the pastime of Radha and Govinda. Everything in Vrindavan is 100% Krishna conscious. Krishna conscious means they are in a rasa. Every tree, creeper, shrubs, how can they be useless or ordinary shrubs and creepers? They're always fascinated. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Antolila, I personally read, one time Radharani is asking a creeper, can you give us some indication which way Krishna went? And the creeper going like this, blow, with the air blowing, which way Krishna went. And so if you think somebody is serving Radharani, to let them know to where Krishna, which way Krishna went, what kind of bhakta are they? Manjuris are serving Radharani also whole day night, giving the information. Rupa Manjari is the matchmaker. Wherever Krishna goes, here they are, bring Krishna by tricks or by any crook to Radharani. This is like whole episode. These are Manjaris. They are like a non-different from Radharani's body because they are so intimately connected. Uddhava is the greatest devotee, isn't, of Krishna from our angle. And he aspired to take birth as a creeper or a shrub in Vrindavan. What then is the value of shrub and creeper of Vrindavan? As I mentioned, many verses like that. Bande Nanda Brajastinam Padorenubi Abhikshnasha. Padorenubi Abhikshnasha. That he is begging for the Padorenu, the food dust. So should we think that Uddhava's aspiration is imaginary or theoretical with no practical value? So my understanding is everything in Vrindavan is necessary for the pastime of Radha and Krishna. Everything. Spiritual environment has its direct, indirect value. Whether you can say Santaras or passive melu, it may be, but they do not, how do we say, they don't say is, everything is madhu. Madhur in a sense, they are not in a madhur rush, like uniting Radha Krishna together, but they are all saturated with madhur rush because everything is promoting to Radha Krishna's union. So from that angle, we have to see Vrindavan. Service may be rendered in a passive mood, we can say, like Jamuna Devi. Jamuna Devi is a river. The trees, the birds, the insects are absorbed in rendering service in a passive mood. Sometimes some of the bumblebees, Rupa Goswami Pad is the most intimate associate of Radharani, Rupa Manjari. But he is praying to four Kumaras. Karunam Kurumai Karuna Bharite Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite. That he is begging Sanat Kumar to reveal the secret pastimes of Radha Krishna. Of course, I heard some people say there is a difference between the participator in a war versus reporter. And I was contemplating, and finally I asked actually news reporter, one person. I said, when you guys report from Afghanistan about war between American soldier, participation there, they are reporting, they are there with the soldier. But how much do they feel when you carry the gun as a soldier versus when you report as a reporter. Reporter also trying to make some commotion to make it attractive, no? Of course, there is some difference in one sense to our eye. Well, the guy doesn't feel it because he's not shooting the gun. The soldier shooting the gun, he knows. But reporter is trying his best. In Vrindavan, you can say, Prabhu, those birds are Santoros. But they see some confidential. You know, there's a 3 types of kunja. There is a kunja, nikunja, nibriti kunja. Some of the kunja, even other sokis cannot enter. But birds can enter. And they are great yogis. But they are attracted to the Madhur Ras. They don't want to go anywhere else. They just want to be hanging around Radha Krishna's pastime. So are they sant? I don't know what to say. So we have to see that way. I didn't see any acharya just clear cut say no, Santoras in Vrindavan. Service has to be rendered, whether passive mood or aggressive mood, like Manjari is running here, there. Even Duti, the Krishna's messenger, flying angel, billions of them. They are, like showing, even like an astrologer, even like a, what do you call, fortune teller. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, the fortune teller. Now, fortune teller, are they Santa Ras or Daishwar? What Ras they are? It's very difficult to really grasp. But then look at their service, what they do. One group of gopis, they are upset because Krishna is supposed to come on time. He didn't come. And they, whole day, they work very hard to make the kunja, to make the best gift to Krishna, and he didn't show up. So they're depressed and they're crying. But before sunrise, they have to go back home. So as they're going in the full moon, underneath the tree, they see a big, what do you call, fortune teller, nice sign. Have you lost your hope? One question solved forever. They say, wow, maybe this person has answer. So they go and tell to this person. He said, Nanda Maharaj's son supposed to meet and he didn't come. Oh, he got little trouble. I can see through my vision. He will be meeting you at 2 o'clock at this time here. They are so happy. They go home and they come back and 2 o'clock, sure enough, Nanda Maharaj's son is there. Now tell me, this fortune teller is in Madhur Ras or Santa Ras as a fortune teller? I don't know. But actually that fortune teller is a spy of Krishna. They are called Duti. They are matchmaker between gopis and Krishna. And they feel joy when Krishna is happy, gopis are happy. They actually have unlimited happiness just by doing that. But their activity may appear like Santo, fortune teller, Doibagga. I think that's the word they used, Doibagga. So like this, Prabhu, they are very difficult, not like Santoros in Vaikuntha, which is easily distinct. Like Mahaprabhu says, Jnana Parabrahma, Paramatma Jnana Praveen. Even the other quality, the 2 qualities is, what is that? Krishna, Sarga Moksha Krishna Bhakta Nara Kari Mane, Krishna Nishta Trishna Tek Sante Dui Gune. So Santa has a 2 quality. Also Trishna means no sense gratification. And Krishna Nishta. But when you talk about Golok Vrindavan Prabhu, there is no Asat Trishna. There is, this is applicable only here. They have no such idea called sense gratification. So for them, Krishna Nishta, yes, Krishna Nishta, but maybe Radha Nishta also. Where they are serving Radharani and gopis. So these are like very confidential, I would say. What about Radha Kund? Radha Kund is compared like Radharani almost. But it's a pond of water, bathing place of Srimati Radharani. His pastime conjugal rasa takes place there. And according to Rupa Goswami Pad in Nectar of Instruction, Radha Kund is considered highest place in Vrindavan, isn't? Radha Kund also relishing every day Krishna and Radharani's meeting place. So is it Santo or Madhur? It's almost difficult to distinguish exactly like this. I mentioned this many times about the foot dust, because Krishna wears shoes. Prabhupada also mentioned that outside Vrindavan. Inside Vrindavan, Krishna never wears shoes. And when his feet touches the dust directly every day, he expends himself into billions and trillions. Nobody sees, only, and this is how he's actually comes in contact with every dust, every trees, everywhere. And unlimited ecstasy they experience. How? Not by touching with Krishna only, by serving Mother Jashoda, Radharani. Mother Jashoda will be thinking, where is Krishna, my son? I'm missing him so much. She comes outside, she sees big amount of dust in the outside. Then she guesses, I think this is 2 miles far. Then other gopi will say, yeah, maybe 2.5 miles. So he is on his way. Now Mother Jashoda is pleased by the dust. So are they in Vatsulya Ras or Santaras? They are dust, but they are serving Mother Jashoda. So it's very difficult in one sense, because everything is all for the ultimate pleasure of Radha Krishna. Does that make sense, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. One day I will evolve to your status and understand something. Very well. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you, thank you. Vrindavan is wonderful. Mother Sankari Devi, you have a raised hand.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. So this is the question I have regarding the compatibility and incompatibility among various rasas. You gave this very nice example of Hanumanji being in Dasya Ras. So Dasya and Madhurya are incompatible rasas. However, Prabhu, we understand that as we progress in rasas like Shanta to Dasya, Dasya contains Shanta. Dasya to Sakhya, Sakhya also has Dasya and Shanta. And as we progress, so Madhurya seems to have all the rasas. And when we come to the Gopi Geet, there also the gopis are saying that we are your servants, who you don't even pay, and we are there to do everything for you. And Manjaris, mostly they also exhibit the same kind of mood when it comes to serving Radha Krishna in their pastime. So how do we understand, Prabhu, that they are actually incompatible and not compatible?
Well, you already mentioned, if you look at the first verse even, Jayati te dhikam janmana praja Sayata Indira Sasatatrahi. Sayata Indira. Indira means Lakshmi Devi. Who is speaking this? Gopi Geet. Gopis are singing in separation. They could not find Krishna. They are saying that Krishna is actually Narayan, Supreme Lord. Because Lakshmi is there. As soon as he is born, Lakshmi, his consort, is also here. Are they talking about Nanda Maharaj's son Krishna as a paramount lover, or they're talking about God? So they do have Daisha, they do have 100% Shanta also. Otherwise, why they say Swayata Indira Shashwatattahi. Shashwat, since time immemorial, eternally, Lakshmi Devi is here. Wow. They have a complete understanding of Santa. Dasya. But then you gave the same Asulka Dasika, that line, what is it? Sayata Indira Sasadatrahi Daita Drishatam Diksutabakar Toidito Ashavastam Vichinnate Saratu Dashaye Sadhu Jata Sad Sarasi Jaudara. If you analyze even Gopi Git, few verses even, Asulka Dasika sounds like they are looking for salary. Now, if you are in Daisharas, you will never ask for salary. Will you? Even though sounds like a servant should get salary. But of course, this is like a joke. In ISKCON, we say, should we selfless sacrifice means we don't put any price tag for our service? I mean, is there a price or not? Yes, there is a price. Always there is a price. Mahaprabhu himself said, Prema dhana vina byartha daridra jivan. I think it's in the Antalila 3rd chapter. He says that there is a salary. Every devotee should get salary. Dasyakari beton. The word is beton. And if you look at the beton, Bengali means salary. Mahaprabhu says, Dasyakari beton more deha prema dhan. So gopis are asking the same thing, that your beautiful face is the salary. And we are working hard. You don't pay us salary. Where are you? You better show your face. So this is, you have to pay salary. So it is a Dasya, Santa, I think everything mixed in Gopi Gita. Like all the Rashas are in one, but ultimately culminates what they want and Krishna supply. This is between lover and beloved. So I think it's very wonderful. This Damodar month is coming. I think this 29th. 29th in, just like 10 days or something. No. Anyway, 1 week, 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. And so if you meditate on that, you'll find more than your answer. Just on the Gopi Gita song. This is a beautiful meditation. I think we all should do it. You just stirred it up so that we all can dive into this. I asked Bhakti Charu Maharaj one time, I said, Maharaj, I hear some of your records. You sing one line too many times and one line you never sing. If anybody can catch it when you hear Bhakti Charu Maharaj's song then. But Maharaj personally told me why he does that and why he does. It was nice. Because I am not a singer. I would like to sing someday. But then I have noticed, I was listening Maharaj's bhajan, and you will notice that some line he sings again and again, and he comes back after some time again, and he's singing. Again he's going. And some line, one stanza, he never sang. And he also gave the answer. But I'll tell you after you find out which one it is. Then you will be able to pay attention. Otherwise, I have to explain the whole thing. So this is very nice. Thank you, Mother Sankari Devi. I hope this gives you impetus to dive into Gopi Gita.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you so very much.
Thank you, thank you. Mother Kamala Devi.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. So regarding the discussion that was happening between you and Prahlad and Prabhuji, so my question is that you said
what was that part you said? I'm sorry.
I said that right now we were discussing about the Shant Rasa in Vrindavan and Vaikuntha, right? So So I have a follow-up question in that. So you said that Mother Devhuti cannot have it's a tinge of Vatsalya, but not complete the Vatsalya as Mother Yashoda has. So, but on other hand, same like because he becomes an adult and becomes a guru for Mother Devhuti. But my question here is, Prabhu, that in Goloka also they say that Krishna is a 16-year-old lad. So how we are going to understand Vatsalya there then? So I see
Oh,
there is.
I see. That's a good question. You figured it out some tricky way. That's true. Actually, it is not only Prabhupada. Mahaprabhu said this. Sanatan Goswami Pad also said this. That Krishna's, there's a one book called, well, you don't have to find out that book. It's by Bakrishwar Pandit. Bakrishwar Pandit is Mahaprabhu's very close associates in Jagannath Puri. His disciple, Gopal Guru Goswami, and his disciple is Dhanachandra Goswami, who composed a book called Radha Krishna Smaran Paddhati, the process to meditate on Radha Krishna. I have the book, I don't know where it is, somewhere. And many years back, I bought it just out of some greed. I don't know if I had a greed, but some idea anyway. Has a lot of confidential topics on that. He said, Mother Yashoda actually never saw Krishna 16 years. Because her rasa, was it yesterday or day before yesterday? I mentioned when Mallanam, Ashinam, Neenam, Naravara, Smara, Murtiman, that verses that when I was explaining, I thought it was here in this audience, maybe. Anyway,
Yes.
okay. So then question come, Ashato, those who are not a saintly person, they saw Krishna like a scary form. Shasta, Kiti Bhujo Shasta, like a punisher, chastiser to the ruler. Kongsa had a lot of friends there. They are also kings, mini scale king under Kongsa. Even Nanda Maharaj was actually under Kongsa's rule. Nanda Maharaj is very funny that Vrindavan is eternal, but Nanda Maharaj is under Kongsa's rule. But anyway, it's very interesting. So the point was that it is not Krishna, it is their own individual heart was reciprocating according to their status. So Ma Jashoda's relationship always makes Krishna just a child up to 5 years old, like that, 5, 6. Because 6 years is a big deal. 6 years is where the Gopastami festival, that Krishna, Nanda Baba and Ma Jashoda had a big long conversation, trying to convince that Krishna can go out with the cows and far distance. Until 5, Krishna could go out, how far? As far Mother Jashoda's eyes can see. And Krishna was trying to get out, but some or other Mother Jashoda say, I don't see, he cannot go more than that. So Gopastami is a big festival. In ISKCON also we celebrate. Of course, there's a deep meaning also. Because, you can look at the cow, Krishna loves cows. Krishna loves cows. But if you look at all those girls that, through the Zoom from material world goes to the Krishna world, how they enter. Who is the ticket? The cows, the calves. They are the ticket to meet the girls. Krishna comes, and there's several stories. If we have time, we can discuss that later. But it's very interesting how Mother Jashoda always see Krishna, her baby. Even 125 years old, when Krishna killed the last demon Dantabakra. Then he crossed the Jamuna and came to Vrindavan. But when he sat on Mother Jashoda's lap and they are conversing, and Mother Jashoda giving breast milk, Krishna was actually just 5 to 6 years old. Now, materially, it was 125 years old. He was 125 years old. So this is very fascinating. That is never. Dhanachandra Goswami gives a very clear explanation on this. Does that make sense, Mother?
Sure. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for clarifying. I had this doubt since quite a long time. So I thought today is appropriate time.
No, this is a good doubt. Very good doubt. So, are you ready to present?
Yes, Prabhu, if you allow, then
Okay.
surely.
Yes, please.
Please bless me that I can do some justice to your wonderful sessions. I'm just trying. I hope you all can see.
Yes, I can see.
Okay, Hare Krishna and then my pranams to all the Vaishnavas. My sincere humble obeisances to all the great acharyas and Guru Parampara who had given us this ocean of nectar. I sincerely pray to all of them that they enable us to understand such mellowful yet difficult topic. It's quite hard. It was quite hard for me to understand at least. So I just seek their blessings before we start. So I just wanted to add this Shat Goswami Ashtakam, where it specifies about the Shastras, because after reading this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, I became more and more appreciable of our Acharyas and Goswamis who have given us so much nectar. And that's why I will just start with this small prayer. Tana Shastra Vicharane Kanipunau Shadharma Samsthapakau Lokanam Hitakarinau Tribhuvane Manau Sharanai Karo Radha Krishna Padaravind Bhajanananda Matalikau Vande Rupa Sanatanam Raghu Yugau Shri Jiva Gopalikau. And further, I just want to seek blessings of from Srila Prabhupada, who's just said, I simply try to please my Guru. So I just seek your blessings for all of us, that please bless us that we also get an iota of your surrender to Guru and Gauranga Krishna. And my obeisances to our dear beloved Guru Maharaj. And further, let's delve into the topic. The chapter 50. I've studied this because I was finding it very hard to understand. So I've taken the help of from all the previous acharyas. So I have mentioned here all the acharyas who have helped me understand this topic. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Srila Jiva Goswami Pad by Bhanu Swami Maharaj. Then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad by Sri Bhakti Vedant Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And then Srila Bhakti Siddhant Thakur Pad, Gauriya Kantadhar, Bhagavad Rasa Tattva. From that specific portion, I took some of explanations to understand it further. Then Nectar of Devotion by Srila Prabhupada and the comprehensive guide, Waves of Devotion by Dhanurdhar Swami Maharaj. And I really want to appreciate and thank you, His Grace Pran Govind Prabhuji and His Grace Pralanandan Prabhuji, who have given this beautiful opportunity to present. I'm really very anxious. So please bless me and please pray for me, all the Vaishnavas. I just seek all blessings from all of you. Thank you so much. So let's start with. So as Harsha Mataji has beautifully enumerated and explained all the primary rasas, this is Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, that is Shringara or conjugal love. Then further, we have the secondary rasas or the gone rasas, that is Raudra, Adbhuta, Hasya, Veera, Daya, Bhayanaka, and Vibhatsa. So all of this has been explained by our dear devotees who have already explained it beautifully in past some sessions. So And now this is the verse from Tattriyatya Upanishad 2.7, where it explains that Krishna is the embodiment of all the ecstatic bliss. So all the rasas, he's a reservoir of all pleasure and all the rasas. He's referred to as Rasa Shekhara as well. So in this verse, it says that Lord Krishna is embodiment of all ecstatic bliss. He's a reservoir of all pleasures. Having derived ecstasy from him, the individual souls become blissful. For who indeed could breathe? Who could be alive if this blissful Lord were not present within the hearts of all souls? He alone bestows ecstasy. And I think all of us who are performing devotional service, we might have felt that way, because especially when in our initial days, when we start this process, so the only thing that keeps us going is that reciprocation from the Lord, that we are getting his mercy. So that's about it. And then, as Harsha Mataji was talking about the Rasa Bhas, and so in as she was discussing that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, where Swarup Damodar used to first examine all the writings, and he would scrutinize that there should not be any contradiction or distastefulness, and all the rasas should be palatable. So that is what and Prabhupada gives a very beautiful example of when we are having some food, and if in the salty food, if you get some sugar, then you won't be able to enjoy it so much. So it will spoil all the mellow of that, or the rasa of that. And another example is of the dust. If you have prepared a very beautiful porridge, or milk porridge, I would say, a kheer, and if there is some dust in it, and you won't be able to relish it that much. So that is why it is very important for us to understand rasa bhas, and that is why Srila Rupa Goswami has stressed upon this so much in this Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, that we should understand and try to understand that. So here I have enumerated all those rasas which Mataji has beautifully presented in a tabular form, that all the rasas, including what is compatible and what is not compatible, and what are the neutral bhavas. So here, as you can see, Mukhya Ras is Shanta. So compatible with Shanta is Dasya, Vibhatsa, Dharma, Veera, and Adbhuta. Incompatible is Madhurya, Yuddha, Veera, Raudra, and Bhayanak. And the neutral is Sakya, Vatsalya, Hasya, and Karuna. Similarly, for Dasya, compatible is Vibhatsa, Shanta, Dharmavira, Danavira, and Adbhuta. Incompatible, Madhurya, Yuddhavira, and Raudra, Swakhya, Vatsalya, Hasya, Karuna, and Bhayanak. Similarly, it goes on. I think we all can study it further if you want. And I will be sharing this so that you all can understand that, and try to, as Prabhuji said, that we should try to meditate on them. So I'll be sharing this. I took this from, I think, the book, the commentary by Srila Vishwanath on Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakurpad. So this is all there, but still I will share it with all of you. So as further, if we delve in, then there was this mention of Agi Rasa and Aga Rasa. So when, as Mataji beautifully explained, and Prabhuji also has explained us, when there is a mixture of rasa, the rasa that receives nourishment is known as the whole, or Agi Rasa. And the rasa that provides nourishment is known as the component, or Aiga Rasa. I hope the pronunciation is right. That rasa which is self-impelled nourishes the Agi Rasa is known as Aiga Rasa. Although the gone rasas are secondary, when they rise to the prominence by the excellence of the stimulated elements vibhava, being nourished by the primary nourishment, giving rasa that recedes into the background, they attain to the state of agirasa. So whatever, my understanding is that whatever the primary rasa is, that is the agirasa, and the other components which are supporting is the Agi Rasa. And then there is this difference between these two, and that is Sajayata and Vijataya, disposition of that of Agirasa. The word Vijataya here does not refer to those rasas that have already been described as incompatible with the Mukhya rasas. The devotees who are the acharyas of Mukhya rasa that become the prominent rasa in the development of particular pastime are always the acharya of that rasa. For those devotees, whenever here is a mixture of different Mukhya rasas, that particular Mukhya rasa will always be Agirasa, and the other Mukhya rasas will be the component parts. So that's the explanation for this one. So Srila Jeev Goswami Pant has explained this Virasta, and here it is said that devotees who are the acharyas of a Mukhya rasa that becomes a prominent rasa in development of a particular pastime are always the acharya of that rasa. And whenever there is a Mukhya rasa will always be Agirasa, and the other Mukhya rasas will be component parts. Is when incompatible rasas combine together, the result is Virasata, or repulsive taste, like a salty or bitter tasting substance added to nectar. The incompatible rasas are those which, when mixed with Agirasa, create Virasata, or a repulsive taste. So this is mentioned in the text 25, compatible and incompatible rasas as Northern Division of 8th wave 279. Incompatibility are based upon which rasa is acting as the Agirasa. For example, when Dasya is the Agirasa, Madhurya is incompatible. But when Madhurya is the Agirasa, Dasya is neutral. So further, as I mentioned, this is explained by Srila Jeev Goswami, that the combination of two friendly rasas will not produce distaste under the following conditions. There is an exception where one of the two conflicting rasas is negated by the statements, where two conflicting rasas are present through remembrance, just as a sweet drink becomes distasteful by mixing with bitter or caustic tastes. The rasas become distasteful by mixing with inimical rasas. And further, Virasata is explained that distaste from incompatible mellows, when compatible mellows mix, they increase the relishability of the Angirasa. However, when incompatible mellows mix, they diminish the Angirasa and cause distaste, Virasata. As become mixed and there is a joining of opposite mellows, then the situation is called incompatible. So this is what Srila Prabhupada has mentioned in Nectar of Devotion. So, and then there are various analogies of incompatible and compatible rasas. So here it will become little more joyful, I would say, because whatever I discussed so far was philosophical and technical. So I hope you all will relish this one more. Dasya rasa with Madhurya rasa. So there is an example that where a devotee says, I'm very anxious to see Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is many millions of times more affectionate than the Pitras, forefathers in the Pitraloka, and who is always worshipped by the great demigods and sages in servitude. I'm little surprised, however, that although Krishna is the husband of goddess of fortune, his body is often marked with nail pricks of ordinary society girls. So here we can see that this is Rasabhas, or it is incompatible because on one hand he wants to have the affectionate, and here on the other hand he is expressing that he cannot understand that how he can Krishna be marked with the nails and pricks of ordinary society girls. So this is an incompatible rasa. So then again, another example is Sakya rasa with Vatsalya rasa. There's a statement by a gopi. According to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, verse 56, this statement is spoken by a gopa, not a gopi, and it reads as follows: Sakhe, please embrace me with your powerful arms as sturdy as the bolts of the door. Oh Krishna, smelling your head, I will play with you. So in Vedic culture, here it is explained that in Vedic culture, the father smells the head of his son to show affection, and we can see this in a reference of Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu in Srimad Bhagavatam as well, that when Prahlad Maharaj goes to meet Hiranyakashipu, he smells the head of his son, that is Prahlad Maharaj. So the rest of the state, so that is why this is a contradiction, like because at one time you cannot have a friendly relationship and you cannot have a parental affection like this. So this is parental love is incompatible with friendship, and their mixing causes this taste. Then Vatsalya Rasa with Dasya Rasa. One devotee said, "My dear Krishna, how can I address you as my son when you are addressed by the great Vedantists as the absolute truth and by the Vaishnavas who follow the principles of Narad Pancharatra as a supreme personality of Godhead?" So Krishna's parents are interested with his protection and maintenance. Therefore, it is incompatibility for them to think of him as the source of all maintenance, possessor of all opulence, and supreme object of reverential worship. Mixing Vatsalya and Dasya causes this. And we can see in the reference from Srimad Bhagavatam as well, like Mother Yashoda, although inwardly she is aware that Krishna is the supreme personality, but because Krishna wants to enjoy that rasa with Mother Yashoda, and he won't be able to enjoy if she comes into reverential worship form of the Lord, and that is why by his potency, he makes it, Yashoda Mata becomes forgetful, or she does not aware of the actual position of the Lord as a supreme personality of Godhead. So this is why it is incompatible rasa here, and that is the reason I understand that Mother Devaki never got a chance to feed Krishna or be more to have more motherly affection towards Nandanandana, because she and Vasudev ji were always in a reverential and awe and reverence mood, and that is why it cannot be mixed with Vatsalya. That is why, although they were the parents of Sri Krishna, the Lord, but still they couldn't relish the mellows that, or the rasa that Mother Yashoda and Nand Maharaj has enjoyed. So I can be wrong, but this is my understanding. Prabhu, you can correct me wherever you feel. So I'm going to correct. So thank you. And then let's come to the next one, that is Madhuri Rasa with Shanta Rasa. So there is a devotee who says, "My dear friend, my youthful beauty lightning in the sky, and therefore my possessing attractive bodily feature is unimportant. I have never met Krishna, so I request you to please arrange for my meeting him immediately, conjugal." So this is from Nectar of Devotion, page 392. The mellows, therefore, mixing Shantarasa with Madhurya causes this taste. So there's many examples. Prabhu, you want me to go through all the examples, or because it will become long.
Okay. Only thing I was thinking that when you say Agi Rasha, it should be Angi actually.
Okay, Angi.
It's not Agi.
Okay.
And Aga is Anga.
Anga.
Maybe just the spelling mistake.
There was, yeah, the typing.
Yeah. I mean, how many examples are there? I think it's all sweet. Go as many possible. Yeah, it's nice.
Quite many, Prabhu. So I think I try to cover everything. So
okay, you can pick whichever one you think will.
Sure, Prabhu. So right now we're discussing this incompatible rasa. So this is Madhurya with Vatsalya rasa. A lusty woman in Kailas once told Krishna, "My dear Krishna, may you have a long life." Then after saying this, she embraced Krishna. Giving blessings indicates Vatsalya, because in the Vedic culture, we all are aware that all our elders have a Vatsalya ras, and we seek always their blessings by touching their feet and by paying our obeisances, etc. So here, on one hand, there is this Vatsalya, and on another hand, she's jumping into Madhurya with this trying to wishing to embrace him, so which is really distasteful. Even in material world, it is not very appropriately looked upon. It is considered as inappropriate. So anyways, but further, let's move to
I'm sure
Madhurya.
everybody can relate that, no? Everybody can relate that or not? What mother just said. It's very practical reality, no?
Yes, Prabhu. This
Good.
Rasabhas is very, yeah.
Good. Thank you. Keep going, mother.
Sure. Madhurya with Vibhatsa Rasa, ghastliness. Then there is an example. My dear boy, I know that my body is just a composition of flesh and blood and can never be enjoyable to you. But still, I have been so attracted to your beauty that I wish that you accept me as your conjugal lover. So here, it is clear how these ghastly realizations could put a dampener in the mood of conjugal enjoyment. So mixing ghastliness with conjugal love causes distaste. So so then Srila Rup Goswami gives us a warning that, why it is so important for us to understand this rasa bhas, and he explains this. Srila Rupa Goswami wants devotees to not to commit such incompatibilities in their writings or in their dealings. The presence of such contradictory feelings is called rasabhas. When there is a rasabhas in any book of Krishna consciousness, no learned scholar, I think I missed it, incompatible mellows that do not cause distress. There are 5 principal cases where incompatible mellows can combine without distaste. So when so he enumerates this further. When a third party describes an incompatible mellow as insignificant in comparison to the predominant rasa, so these are the when an incompatible rasa is only being remembered when through careful choice of words and use of double meanings, one exalts the predominant rasa by an apparent reference to an incompatible rasa. So it can be, sometimes we can use these incompatible rasas, but we have to be very careful to not to, make it distasteful, or just like, for example, if we are having mixed fruit juice for Abhishekam for Krishna, so we will not add bitter juice in that, so because it will spoil the relishment of that nectar. So I'm sorry, but I just have all these examples which are from this mundane material world, and my apologies for the same, but that's what my experience is, so that's what I'm sharing. When a neutral or compatible rasa intervenes between 2 incompatible rasas and removes the hindrance, then the last one is when either the ashraya or vishaya of the incompatible rasa is different. So then it is explained further by the example that how we can use it, or how. So in Vidigdha Madhava, the sage desires, Puranmashi says that, this great sages desire to have Krishna in their mind. And these girls, they want to withdraw their mind from the same Krishna and fix it upon sense objects, while the yogis are eager to realize him in his heart, even for a second. But, so Puranmashi, who is an assistant in the confidential affairs of Radha and Madhav, and also a tapaswini previously performing great austerities, appreciates both rasas. Shanta rasa is expressed in accordance with the description of the sage. Madhurya rasa is expressed in accordance with the description of Radha, the young girl. Though the sage and the yogi attempt to engage their minds in Krishna by the power of yoga, there is no effect. Radha, out of fear of transgressing dharma by trying to prevent her mind from thinking of Krishna, only thinks of him more. Thus, the position of sage and yogi is lowered, and Radha's position is clearly elevated. However, because of the nature of speaker, Puranmasi, no fault of distaste arises. But this is not always the case. So here, let me present another example because Srila Rup Goswami Pad has given 3 examples. So this is the second one. Remembrance of an incompatible rasa. So here the Brajvasis are saying this. He used to make us laugh, in reference to Krishna, he used to make us laugh by comical pastimes, but today, being pulled away by Kaliya and suffering pain, he is making us lament. These are the words of some lesser devatas, since the words do not convey that they have intense affectionate nature. The inhabitants of Raja, however, display intense affection. The use of words such as Vaihasika, comical, is not fitting for the inhabitants of Raja. These are not the words of Shiva or Brahma, however, for they are in knowledge of the position of the Lord. Then the third example, using double meaning to glorify the predominant rasa. This is then explanation of verse 68. Conflicting rasas used in compassions. Oh Radha, you appear to have realized Brahman, for you have given up the subtle body. You are devoid of seeing difference, devoid of the coverings of material nature, and full of joy. So this is further explained. This verse has 2 meanings here. Vishranta means attaining relaxed state, and Soda Shikala means accomplishment in the arts of love. This Radha is described as being accomplished in the arts of love in a relaxed way. The other meaning of Vishranta is not making the effort. Shodash Kala means the subtle 16 parts. Thus, the phrase means giving up the subtle body, nirvikalpa, without doubt, means descent very well by perception. It also means being without duality. The reason Radha Rani is discerned well is that she is not hidden by creeper or other objects, niravritta. It also means devoid of the material gunas. Brahma Vidya means realizing of Brahman. A description such as this, filled with a joking mood, is conducive for rasa, even though Shanta rasa and Madhura rasa are enemies. Thus, it is used as an example instead of Brahma with Vidyana. Sometimes Mukti Shri Eva, wealth of liberation, is seen, but that version is rejected.
How is Shanta and Dasya are incompatible?
Prabhu, my understanding is that Dasya and Shanta can be incompatible because in Dasya you are always eager to serve Krishna or the Lord in whatever manner you can. But the Shanta Rasa, they know who the Supreme Personality of Godhead is, but yet they don't serve him in a very proactive manner, I would say. So that's my understanding, Prabhu, if you can correct me.
Okay. That's good, but you have to meditate like Santa means God doesn't need anything. Literary 7.9.11. If you look at Prahlad Maharaj's, that's why Prahlad Maharaj's identity. Many Acharya talks. Why Nishingadev is telling him, come on, Prahlad, ask some boon. You know, there are many other devotees who are in a relationship with me. Prahlad Maharaj is Mahabhagavat. There is no question. But he is in that category of understanding that Prahlad Maharaj says, Naeva Atmana Prabhu Nijalabha Purna. Who is God? He's completely satisfied. He does not need anything from anyone. What is Dasya? God needs my service. It's the opposite, actually.
So, Prabhu,
That's
then
high.
I have this doubt, like, because in both the cases, they both have affection towards the Lord, they have the understanding towards the Lord, but their mellows are totally different. So it's hard to understand.
They have affection, but they don't really have a similar affection. God doesn't need protection. Literally, God does not need protection. But Hanumanji is not Santa. He's in Dasya emblem. He is disturbed when the Mahiravan's place, Ram and Lakshman got trapped by the snake. He immediately wants to remove. Somebody says, to kill the snake, how many can you do? It's too long. You better call Garuda, they will all disappear. So that's why. But then Garuda had a different kind of dasya. Didn't have a Hanumanji dasyaras. Hanumanji position is higher, is the best emblem. Because Garuda is thinking like a, how would you say, closest proximity to Shanta. God only helps always. God doesn't need help. Now, if you go to Mother Yashoda, you ask Mother Yashoda, God needs, is Krishna God supreme? We all agree, yes. Does he need helps? Does he need protection? You ask Mother Yashoda what she will say.
Yes, absolutely. He needs
24 hours a day, he needs protection. But those who are in Santo, they will say, it's okay. They will respect Mother Yashoda, but they don't want to be nearby because it conflicts their mood. They think Krishna doesn't need protection. Krishna is the protector of the whole world. It's true. Which one is true? Both are true. That's why this compatible, incompatible is very soothing actually. More you think very deeply, we need to dive into more. Maybe we'll do it again, another session next year or something. We should do this repeatedly. Then after some time, it will shrink in our head. Then you will not be disturbed. Okay, no problem. They want to think that way is fine. The other want to think the other way. That's also fine. And you will not be disturbed. You will remain peaceful. But then actually something will trigger within you. But I like that one. I like that mood. So you will find your natural inclination drawing to that Ashraya Lamban, means devotee who are actually serving the Lord in that way. It makes sense. It becomes more we think about it, more we dwell in it, it naturally awaken our feeling for the Lord also. And that's the whole purpose. But if we don't spend enough time, we'll be confused, like, oh my God, it's like so difficult to, not really. We're just not into it. That's why.
Yeah.
If we are into it, then we will not be disturbed. We'll be rather happy that this explanation is going very well. Krishna, God get headache? I mean, that's impossible. God get headache? What are you talking about? Where are you from? God gets headache. Yes, Krishna gets headache. And if he doesn't get headache, I mean, literally, if you go to any Dasya Bhakta, say God gets headache, they will be like paralyzed. They will not be able to move. What are you trying to say? Shanta Bhakta, they will meditate. There is no such thing, God gets headache. But it's okay if those devotee wants to think that way, that's fine. But then gopis do not challenge that question. They are eager to do anything for that. And that's what put their position as highest. Because they care for whatever Krishna needs. Whether logically, reasonably or not, it's not important to them. So that's why Krishna loves there most. So that doesn't mean we're putting down or looking down Santo and Dasya. I hope nobody thinks that way. Then it will be offense also because all the devotees are respected according to their mood. Okay, please go on.
So here now we are on the verse 71, where there is a description of Rukmini ji, and this is mentioned in Nectar of Devotion as well as in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. I have mentioned that this is from the 10th canto, 60th chapter and 45 verse. So here Rukmini ji is telling to Krishna, my dear husband, a woman who has no taste for the transcendental pleasure available from your personal contact must be inclined to accept as her husband somebody who is externally a combination of mustache, beard, body hairs, fingernails, and some head hair. And within him there are muscles, bones, blood, intestinal worms, stools, mucus, bile, similar things. So here's the contradiction of Madhurya Ras for Krishna, but there is the Bibhatsa for common men, although they are incompatible. But see how beautifully Rukmini ji has blended these two rasas. So then there is a different Vishaya. So towards Radharani, Krishna tells, my dear friend, what a wonderful thing it is that since I have seen the beautiful lotus eyes of Srimati Radharani, I have developed a tendency to spit on the moon and lotus flower. Although Vibhatsa is usually incompatible with Madhurya, as if you remember, we discussed this Vibhatsa and Madhurya are incompatible before. So here, but here this is beautifully blended in by Lord Sri Krishna, who is the Rasik Shekhar. So he is completely capable of doing that. So Radharani is the object of conjugal sentiments, while the moon and lotus flowers are the objects of ghastliness. So then there is a different ashraya. The third example by Srila Rupa Goswami, Krishna in Kansa's wrestling arena. When Krishna was victorious, the cowherd boys experienced Veer Rasa, chivalry, but the demons felt Bhayanak Rasa. Chivalry and fear usually cause distaste when mixed, but in this case there is no virasata because the reservoirs, ashraya of the incompatible rasas are different. The cowherd boys are the ashraya of chivalry, while the demons are the ashraya of fear. Seeing Krishna victorious as he enacted skillful fighting pastimes in the combat arena, the hairs of all his young friends stood on end in ecstasy. However, the complexions of Kamsa and other enemies became black with fear. So, and there is this famous chopai from Sant Tulsidas ji, where he says that Jeki rahi bhavana jaisi dekhite prabhuti murat tin jin vaisi. So, like whatever form they meditated, the Lord appeared in front of them in that same form. The beautiful women could see Krishna as their lover, while the cowherd boys, as mentioned, were in chivalrous mood, and on other hand, the enemies, that is the demons and all these asuras, were afraid. They were filled with animosity and fearfulness towards Krishna. So further, this Vishaya and Ashraya are explained, that even if the Vishayas or Ashrayas are different, and if the conflicting rasas are both primary rasas, the result will be distasteful. An exception in the first example, where chivalry is mixed with fear, both chivalry and fear are gone rasas. In the second and third example, where conjugal love is mixed with ghastliness, conjugal love is the mukhya rasa and ghastliness is the gone rasa. In all the three examples, virasata did not occur. However, if two incompatible mukhya rasas mix, virasata will occur, even if Vishaya or Ashraya is different. So here it is explained, even though the Vishayas are different, but still it can be compatible sometimes. This is an exception in the verse 75, where the girl from the Vraja, she tells her father, unlock the door bolt without delay. Unlock the door bolt without delay. I will go to the house of Sandipani Mani. My mind is attracted to the dark complexioned youth. A similar case would be the following. Aham trayamaya jata satvatam pati satu tasmat anya varahako vamamal bhava kalpanam. I am born from the sun god. He is the master of Shatvatas. Therefore, what other person is suitable as my husband? So all these later further I have tried to explain everything. And so this verse 81 was little more important. So I'll just discuss this one. So in verse 81, it is said that the sins in persons such as Yudhishthira, inimical rasas such as Dasya and Vatsalya, manifest at two different times. There is no fault. And which is beautifully explained by Srila Jiva Goswami Pant. He says, though there are combination of inimical bhavas in Yudhishthira and others, Dharma Sutadishu, such combinations are acceptable because they appear at different times. In Yudhishthira, there are seen a combination of Dasya, Vatsalya, and Sakya Rasa. He has Dasya towards Krishna from the knowledge that he is his Lord, but he has Vatsalya rasa towards Krishna because he identifies himself as Krishna's elder brother. He has Sakhya rasa towards Krishna as well because he is not much older. This is similar to Balaram, who has Vatsalya, Sakhya relationship with Krishna. There is no fault if the rasa are there is a fault if the rasas are unsuitable to the particular condition. However, in this case, there is no fault. In other suitable cases, there will be fault. Those combinations which appear contradictory is the Bhagavatam in the Bhagavatama resolved in the Bhagavat Sandarbha and Priti Sandarbha. So here in this verse 83, sometimes the combination of all rasas appears producing an even greater taste for Krishna. The culmination of all great persons who is endowed with inconceivably great powers, Jiva Goswami's path says, generally when Krishna is the Vishya of various rasas for different individuals, there is no decrease in the taste. But even when Krishna is the Ashraya of all the rasas, the combination manifests greater taste, and thus the rasas do not restrict each other. So then there is this example of Kansa, which I think we've already discussed, but here this is a beautiful verse which describes how when the priests of Kansa saw Krishna entering the wrestling arena anointed with blood after killing the elephant, their faces became contorted. So this was the Vibhatsya rasa. The faces of the wrestlers turned red with anger. So this is Rudra. The cheeks of Krishna's friends blossomed with joy, Hasya, and Rasabhas. So the wicked lost all consciousness as if on the verge of death, Bhayanaka. The sages became absorbed in meditation, Santa. So Devaki and other mothers began to cry, warm tears, Vatsalya and Karuna. The bodily hairs of the warriors stood on end, Veera. Indra and other demigods experienced unprecedented astonishment within their hearts, Adbhuta. The Dasya Bhaktas danced Dasya, and the young girls cast sidelong glances, Madhurya. So all these 12 are beautifully covered in this verse. So that is why I thought that it's important to be discussed. So this continues it to further explanation in great detail. You all can read. Then in okay, this one is important. So then again, this verse 85 is important. So I will discuss this. Krishna as the Ashraya of all the rasas. Though lifting up Govardhana, he remained without pride in himself. Shant. When the small children became eager to hold up the mountain, he smiled Hatsya and Vatsalya because he has parental affection towards all his devotees. So he spat at some bad smelling of yogurt Bibhatsa. He showed off his great strength in lifting the mountain for the benefit of his dear friend Sakhya and Veera. He displayed red eyes in looking at Indra. Radra, he was upset with him. He shed tears on seeing the sufferings of the inhabitants of Raja from rain and wind, that is Karuna. Then he trembled in fear before the elders having destroyed the sacrifice of Indra, Dasya and Bhayanaka. His eyes opened wide with astonishment on seeing the great torrents of rain, Adbhuta. His hair stood on end when he saw the young first wave, Samanya Bhakti, 1375 girls, Madhura. So this is the reference. May this master, the lifter of Govardhana, protect you. Jiva Goswami comment in Jiva Goswami Panth's commentary, he gives as Harsha Mataji also has pointed this out, that he says that he prays that we all should get the mercy of Giriraj Govardhan and Govardhandhari Krishna. So he says, Jiva Goswami says, Amani, prideless, means that Krishna exhibited Shantarasa in being devoid of pride at lifting Govardhana. Trembling in front of his elders on interrupting the sacrifice to Indra, Harimukham Prayashya indicates Bhayanak Rasa. Other rasas can similarly be understood in this verse. So here I just end my presentation. Thank you so much, and I will just end again with Srila Jiva Goswami Pan's verse from Krama Sandarbha, where he says, Yat atra skalitam chikinchida vidham shaha purinyantu tat yat atra shushathavam pinchit tat gurur evama nahi. Whatever errors are present in this commentary, may the learned souls be corrected, and whatever good is found here, it is due to my guru and our acharyas and not me. So please, Paramhansas, just take whatever is good and please reject whatever is not, as I'm just a neophyte devotee, just trying my best. So thank you so much for your kind attention. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Please tell me and let me know where I lack so that, I can improve myself further. Thank you, Hare Krishna. And thank you so much for this opportunity, Prabhuji. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
This is beautiful. Beautiful presentation.
Yes.
I like the Jiva Goswami Path's beautiful quote. Every time I hear that, it's very nice. Anyone has a question? Ekam Baram Padmini Devi.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I just want to tell Mataji gave a very vivid present, because it is actually, when I read, it was so difficult even to understand and comprehend this mixed rasas. But Mataji now clarified so many points, and I really feel very thankful for this very nice presentation. And I also want to thank you, Prabhu. Because of you, we had this chance for various presentations. Whatever we understand is different, because our own capacity is very less, but this opportunity is extraordinary, and every Mataji is presented well. But this is a little more complex situation. I was wondering how to understand, but then Mataji made it simple. As you said, if I read again or hear again from you, the clarity would definitely increase. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Madam Mataji.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mother Padmini Devi. Yes, I agree with you. She made it very wonderful, simple way to understand. I hope, but at the same time, you have to read it again and again and hear it again and again. Why not few times? And then more we grasp it is better for us before we leave this body. Okay. Mother Sri Ishopanishad Devi.
Jai Prabhu, Hare Krishna. I like what you shared about the protection, Krishna not needing protection, and at the same time allowing the personalities to express that mood of protection. And that's very, very sweet, because we know that God does not need protection, but you sort of explained that the other day when you said that when the devotee arrived in Vaikuntha, they didn't want to hear about Krishna being a cowherd or whatever that energy was. And that's the same kind of move that you're talking about, right? The move of protection. It's okay for them to want to think that way. Yeah, and again, you have to read that over and over again. I agree, to just get the tiny bit of understanding about that mood. It's just really wonderful. But it's nice to hear. It's very sweet. Hare Krishna. Hare
Wonderful. I'm glad you are relishing it. Because not just reading or hearing, it should be also relishable. Muhuruhu Roshika Bhuvi Bhavuka. So, very nice. Thank you, Mother Sri Ishopanishad Devi. Any other?
Jai and Didi, I just wanted to say one more thing. I'm sorry. Your presentation is always absolutely wonderful. Thank you again for the clarity. Hare Krishna, Haribo.
Thank you, Mother. And Thakurji.
Hare Krishna to everybody. Just like to express my appreciation for the presenters, and a whole lot of nectar to assimilate, but as you say, which is true, we do it over and over and over, and each time we get a little more taste and get a little more taste. But appreciation to the presenters for the work they put into the presentation. So very grateful for the opportunity to listen to.
Thank you
much,
for
presenters.
appreciating.
Hare Krishna.
Appreciating means you are buying the expensive piece in a cheaper way. It's a good way. We should. Mahaprabhu appreciated every devotee with 5 mouths, even though he had the 1 mouth there. But it appeared like Chaitanya Charitamrita says that he is glorifying Haridas Thakur in 5 mouths same time. So appreciation is must. We should always glorify the devotees. Then Krishna will be pleased. Prahladananda Prabhu.
Dhanavad Prabhuji. I just have one request for all the presenters that they put these PPTs and everything. As I promised when we complete Chaitanya Charitamrita, I want to compile all this. And when I get time every day, I'll just go through a few pages like that for the rest of my life, so that at least I can give the body with some Krishna consciousness. So I'm requesting this to be available to everyone. It's a good, it's a very profound kind of gain we get from everybody's labor in producing such nice presentations.
Yes,
so it should be shared for everyone. That's what I requested.
I agree with you, Prabhu. Mother Kamala Devi, you have to share to the WhatsApp group.
Surely, Prabhuji, I'll definitely do that. Because and all the credit goes to all the acharyas. These are all the commentaries from all of them. I just try to learn whatever I can, but still I'm lacking the experience of this. So maybe Prabhuji, you can teach us how we can relish it. So till now I just has this technical knowledge. So now the gyan, but now I want Vigyan from you, Prabhu. So that would be great. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
We'll definitely pray for all. That's nice. Thank you. Okay. It's already 2.5 hours. Let's, if there is no other comment, we are looking forward tomorrow. We thank you, Mother Harsha Devidasi and Mother Kamala Devidasi for presenting a wonderful, this chapter 49 and 50. And Prahladananda Prabhu, I'm assuming tomorrow will be the last chapter.
Yes, Prabhuji. Tomorrow is Dr. Prakash Parekh, Prabhuji from Bombay. He's the one covering the last chapter, and then we'll have Friday for recap and appreciation.
Right. Very good. Very good. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande.